To create the 2D domain, it is necessary to add a digital elevation model. So close the Model Type editor and navigate to the tab called Layers and Symbols. Click on Add Layer. This time, we want to add a raster layer. With the 3 dots next to the file name, you can select the layer. In the folder Module 2, you can find the subfolder named Background Layer. Double-click on the digital elevation model to select it. Click on OK to add the layer. The layer is added to the bottom of the layer list. With dragging and dropping, you can move this layer to the top of the previous background layer, so that way you can see it. With the mouse wheel, you can zoom out to have a better overview of the digital elevation model. Go to the Setup tab. Open the 2D Overland group to find the editor 2D Domain. Open this editor. The 2D Domain Editor is where the computational grid or mesh for the 2D model is configured and defined. We can move this editor next to our map view. Select Pan to move the map view, so that's the hand. For this example, we'll choose a domain type of rectangular grid. As we want to create a new domain, choose the option Domain File Created from Mic plus Definition. By clicking on the 3 dots next to File Path, you can define the file path as well as the name. So store the domain that we're working with in our working folder and rename it to First Grid. Now click on Save. Now we want to define the area for the 2D domain. So navigate to the ribbon 2D Overland. Here we'll specify the target layer as grid definition. Next to the target layer, in the Edit Features area, the tools needed for editing have been enabled. When you move your mouse over a tool symbol, a short description will appear underneath it. With the Create tool, we can start defining the domain size. Once you select the Create tool, a cross is shown on the map. Create the rectangle that looks similar to the one shown on the screen. Make sure that the whole CS network is included in the domain definition. Now switch back to the 2D domain editor. As the grid cell size, specify 5 meters by 5 meters. And now click on Generate Grid. And a grid will be generated with the definitions that we have specified. To have a closer look at the grid, you can zoom in and look at it. You can also zoom out to have a look around. At the moment, the grid is empty, meaning there's no information in the grid about the elevation. Therefore, we need to assign elevation values to the grid. Navigate to the tab called Topography Interpolation. As you can see, the digital elevation model that we have added as a background layer is shown as a possible input layer. We check the tick box under Apply to use this elevation model for the interpolation. And then we can click on Start Interpolation. So this action could take a while. When the interpolation is finished, the different colors on the grid show you that our grid is now filled with data. You can navigate to the Layers and Symbols list, and you can turn off the background layers to have a better overview. Now, go back to the setup and close the 2D domain editor.